Much like that jacked and oiled saxophone playing dude from the Lost Boys, I still believe. I still believe.
Go, Spurs, go, 'cause the Giants stay.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Tonight, it is do or die, as this is obviously a must-win Game 3. Cannot go down 3-0 to the Knicks. And I know a lot of people have been writing them off already, saying the Spurs are going to get swept, maybe Spurs in 5. But I am not ready to give up yet. Why? Because the Spurs have shown me they can compete with the Knicks. They just haven't put it together for a full 48 minutes yet. Let's take a look at Game 1. We'll get into Game 2, and then we'll summarize everything here. Game 1, the Spurs lost 105-95. They were up 55-48 at halftime. They were up. And it was tied after 3, 76-76. But they were even up near the end of the game. They were up 95-94 with about 2 minutes left when New York went on, credit to them, an 11-0 run to close out the game. And some reasons why we lost this game: they went 11 of 43 from 3. That is 26%. I get taking open threes, but my goodness, if they're not going in, get something easier. Try to get to the paint, the post, somewhere. Just way too many threes being chucked in that game. Assists and turnovers. The team had 16 total assists, and that probably contributed to low assist numbers with all those missed threes. You're passing out to a guy and clang, brick. But 16 assists, 13 turnovers is not going to get it done, and it did not get it done. And then Wemby and Fox, our two best players, or first and third best player, depending on who you ask, or first and fourth maybe, I don't know. They were awful offensively. They went a combined 9 of 34 from the field, and had 9 turnovers combined as well, which means the amount of field goals they made was the same as the amount of turnovers. I mentioned that in a previous video. That's not going to win you games. And then our bench. Minus Dylan Harper. Our bench had 4 points in 34 minutes. Remember those numbers. 4 points in 34 minutes. And of course, most of us agree Dylan Harper should have played more in quarter 4 over De'Aaron Fox. Fox did not have it that game. Harper did. And that was a winnable game. A very winnable game at home. And then we get to game number 2. They were up 9 after the first quarter. So they had the lead again early. And then the wheels fell off in quarter 2 big time, and also in quarter 3. And then, when everybody had given up, well, not everybody, but when a lot of folks had given up on the Spurs, they went on a run. A 14-0 run in the fourth quarter. And at one point in that game, they were up 104-102. Actually, about 57 seconds left. They were up 104-102. They're up near the end of the game, just where you want to be. And the wheels fell off again. They lost 105-104. I've talked about the ending yesterday with the turnovers and no timeout, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They won the second half, 52-49. But a game is not one half, it is 2 halves. So again, that 48 minutes. They're not beating the Knicks in 48 minutes. They're beating them in quarters. They're beating them in halves. They haven't put it all together yet. And some reasons why the Spurs lost this game: missed free throws. They went 19 of 27. That is 70%. And while I was live for this game with you guys, I was saying, all these missed free throws, man, if this is a close one at the end, it's going to cost us. It was a close one at the end. It cost us. Turnovers again, 16. And the bench, minus Dylan Harper, was awful again. 4 points in 32 minutes. 4 points combined. That's Kornet, Johnson, Barnes, and Bryant. Bryant's, of course, barely playing, but still 4 points in 32 minutes. And then, of course, the last 30 seconds of the game. I don't want to go over that all again. That was a mess. Wemby, Mitch, etc. They should have won this game. They should have. Going on that 14-0 run and being up with about a minute left, if they had closed out that game and tied the series 1-1, they would have massive momentum going into Game 3 tonight. But they didn't win. They lost. And now they're down 2-0. Can they still win this series? Yes, they got to start by winning tonight. But can they still win this series? Yes. And I know NBA history will be made to be the first team to come back, but why not? They're the second youngest team in NBA history to be the finals. They set tons of records this year, individually, and probably some team ones that I can't think of at the top of my head. Records are meant to be broken. Expect the unexpected. Why can't they come back? Why? They're down 2-0. Well, I guess they're done. No, they're not done. But a lot of things need to change. The first thing is get Wemby going early. He had 4 field goal attempts in the first half of game 2. That is unacceptable. You saw in the second half when he gets going, Spurs are pretty tough to deal with, aren't they? And get him going in the paint, not chucking threes. And for Victor Wembanyama, you guys said this. I agree. I've said this too. You need to look at the New York Knicks, and every single one of them looks like Chet Holmgren to you. Everyone is Chet. Cat is Chet. Brunson, everyone is Chet. That fire that we see you have when Chet is on the court across from you, you need to treat every one of those mother effers like that. They need to be your enemy, and you need to stomp on their throats. Wow, I got a little dark there. I'm just saying, that fire you have towards Chet, and probably the Thunder as well, take that, and you need to aim it towards the New York Knicks. Stop chucking threes. Don't fall in love with the 3. If they're going in, all right, I'll bite my tongue and be like, all right, Champagne, you're 7 of 9 from 3. You keep doing what you're doing. But if you're 0 for 6 or 1 for 7 or whatever, stop putting them up. It ain't working. Get in the paint, get in the post, get somewhere close. Stop the double teaming. We've talked about this on defense. I get you're going to have to double team maybe once in a while, but don't just do these double teams where you leave a guy open in the corner to launch a 3 himself. Don't do that. Make your free throws. Those are points you're literally throwing away. And then last but not least, the bench. Mine is still on Harper. Wake the F up. Keldon Johnson, you are the reigning 6th man of the year. Where are you? Harrison Barnes, you're a vet on this team with playoff experience. You're a former NBA champion. Where are you? Luke, where are you? I'm not going to throw too much shade at Carter Bryant. He's a rookie, not expecting much. But Keldon, Harrison, and Luke, you are not getting it done. Our bench combined, minus Dylan Harper, remember those stats earlier, has 8 points in 66 minutes. We need more. I'm not expecting Keldon to go out for 25 or Luke to go for 20 and 10, but you are not giving us anything. When Wemby comes off the floor, it's just, oh God, how bad is it going to get? And then finally, Mitch, you're not exempt from this. You and the staff need to do better too. And that's a lot of ass I just laid out there. But this team went 62-20 for a reason. This team knocked off the defending champion Thunder for a reason because they played Spursy basketball. And that winning brand of basketball we saw in the regular season and previously in the postseason, we have not quite seen it in its entire form in game 1 or 2. We've seen it in spurts. We saw it in the last, well, not the last 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes before the last 30 seconds of game number 2. We know how well they can play. And if they play to their best ability, they can beat the Knicks. But they have to play to their best ability. Will they do so tonight? I think they can. If they go down 3-0, I don't know. We'll talk about it later. Let's not going to get to that. The Spurs are going to win tonight. Drop a comment down below. Do you think it's over? If you're a Knicks fan watching this, you're probably like, this dude's smoking something. Bro, we're sweeping you. Okay, I get it. Respect. If you're a Spurs fan, what do they need to do to come back? In your eyes, I'm sure I missed something. What is missing? What does a team need to do to beat the Knicks? Because I do believe they can. And if you're a Spurs fan, you likely believe they can too, but they haven't put it together yet. What do they need to do tonight and the rest of the series? I will be live tonight with Miss TSR. She is back with the Couchies. That's what I'm calling them now because, they're on the couch. Live at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. And my goodness, we need to win. We need to win tonight. To the Knicks fans that are paying $9 to $15 to $50,000, whatever the price tickets are, more power to you. Some of you are asking, TSR, are you going to the game? No, I'll be on my couch with TSR, the Couchies, and you guys watching tonight. Hope to see you in the chat. Drop a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs go.